Hello everyone, this is Fallout Miku 1028, and sorry I haven't uploaded in forever, but today I was going to be talking about some things I think they should add to Marvel Rivals in the near future. Now, all of these things are just like small things, they're not like really game changing, but I feel like these things would make the game significantly more enjoyable for the average player, so let's get into it. No more double bans. Now, this issue has gotten a little better since they added the third ban slot, but there's still double bans, and it's really annoying. I feel like they should get rid of the double bans, plus potentially add a fourth ban slot once we get more characters, but that's just a suggestion. Next, when there's a brand new character, a lot of people fight for it and want to just try it out in comp, and that leads to a lot of throwing, a lot of just bullshit that doesn't need to happen. I feel like when they release a new character, it needs to be banned from comp for the first 24 hours of release, no matter what skill the person has on the character, just to make it fair and make sure everyone is having fun. I feel like this kind of leads into my next point. I feel like characters of certain difficulties need to be locked for comp to help minimize throwing. For example, like 5-star difficulty characters like Spider-Man or Psylocke should have a certain amount of hours in quick play or be at a certain character level to be allowed in comp. Now, I do think the difficulty system needs to be reworked a little bit. For example, I don't think Cloak and Dagger is a 3-star difficulty. I think they're more of a 2-star difficulty, only because you have to manage 2 cooldowns. They're very easy. And Mantis is definitely not 1-star difficulty. I'd say she's at least a 3 or 4-star difficulty. Now, after that little system is reworked, I feel like there should be only 1 and maybe 2-star difficult characters you should be allowed to play with in comp right away with no experience. I just feel like little changes like this could help avoid a lot of throwing, especially when characters like Spider-Man do become a symbol of throwing to an extent. I feel like we need more rotating and returning skins and less limited time skins. I know a lot of people complain about the gacha system, but I actually think it's pretty cool because you can get these skins for even cheaper than full price. It's not like you're paying more than full price, so I think it is giving everyone a fair chance. But I do not like all the FOMO, even for just like epic skins. I don't know why they're making epic skins limited time like legendaries. It just doesn't make any sense to me and adds to the FOMO. I'm not calling the devs greedy or anything. It's just something I don't like. Next thing I wanted to get into was more severe consequences for intentional throwing in comp. Now, of course, people accuse each other of throwing all the time and it's not serious, or someone disconnects because their power goes out. I don't think stuff like that should be disciplined more heavily. I think more like people who switch to Widow or Spider-Man and say that they're gonna throw, or then they're gonna throw and do in fact throw. I think those people should be like handed 1-month comp bans and higher if it's like a repeated offense, because nobody has fun when someone does that. It's just ridiculous, and I shouldn't have to report that person every time just to make sure I don't get in a match with them again. I also think we need unlimited avoid as teammates if this isn't gonna get fixed, because there are just so many throwers and people who want to make the game as unfun as possible, especially in competitive, and I can't tell you how many times I've rage quit just because I've had like a streak of 10 throwers in a row. This next one is gonna be a little more easier said than done. I would love comp to be crossplay inclusive, not including the PS4 of course, but I have friends who have like a PS5 and I would love to play with them, and I'm on PC. I'd love to play with them outside of quick play, and I feel like it would be really fun. I feel like this is not something we can expect for a little while, but it would be really cool if the devs added that at some point. This is just something I feel like could be really easy to add, the skip MVP animation option, because some MVPs are very long. They're like 15 to 20 seconds, or at least it feels that way, especially after you have like a long ass match and there's throwers and it's awful and you have to sit there and watch the like 10 million second long Iron Man MVP. Like, I just want to skip that shit. Please just let me skip that shit. This one would be really cool. I feel like we should have the ability to change announcers. I would love to have a J. Jonah Jameson or Khonshu or Jarvis announcer instead of Galacta, and I'm sure a lot of other people would as well. Again, I feel like that would take a while to implement, but it would just be really fun and really cool. Please, Guanglong. Please, Guanglong. Next one. I feel like a lot of people have been asking for a very long time. I'd love to see an add heals received stat, because myself as a support main, I'm sure just anyone who's played support has gone like verbally abused by a DPS who thinks you haven't healed them even though you've been behind them all game. That would be great, and so would like a damage blocks received for people like getting mad at tanks or shield supports like Invis. I feel like that would make the game just a lot more easygoing. It'd be easy to implement, and it would cut down on a lot of the verbal abuse I've seen and dealt with in the game. Next thing I want to get to is collab skins. Now, I know that skin implementation is a lot harder than it should be, and there's like a lot of copyright stuff, and they have to go through Disney and all that, but I feel like because collabs have not been like completely thrown out the window by devs, I feel like it would be a great thing to add. Now, for collabs, I feel like they'd have to stick to collabs that Marvel's already done. So a Capcom one would be perfect. Sorry if you hear my cat in the background. And so would a Tokidoki one, because there was Marvel Tokidoki merch for a while and it was really cool. And I feel like they could do more merch and more skins with that. And it could compete with Overwatch, having done the Sanrio collabs fairly recently, or at least while I'm recording this, it was fairly recently. I don't know if it's gonna be fairly recently by the time this video is released, but yeah. This would be an easy thing to implement. Wish lists for skins, emotes, sprays, etc. You could just like put a heart icon on skins and stuff, and then once you click it, it adds it to a public wish list, and people can gift you the stuff you want. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. It'd be a great incentive to give people skins. It would be great for like streamers. I just feel like it'd be a lot of fun. Anyways, that is my list for things that I think they should add to Marvel Rivals in 2027 to 2028. I hope you like this video. I'm trying to make a video every week. I don't know. I'm so bad at talking on the mic. I'm gonna have to edit this a lot. But yeah, please subscribe.